Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel sibuke ama-reality shows ethala Mzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo, senza ama-reviews, ama-recaps, bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. If it's your first time joining us and you really like our content, do not forget to press the subscribe button la ngezansi bese upressa i-notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Siyaphinda-ke futhi sikhulume ngama-YouTubers kanye nama-celebrities ethu ala eMzansi. And le story engizosenza namhlanje comes from i-channel ka-Ndibuthi. I watched this story this morning, you guys. Please go check out her channel. Pastor Bay is back, you guys. I know we pretend as if we watch Ndibuthi for Ndibuthi, but we actually watch for Pastor Bay. Am I the only one? Am I the only one who was not okay recently because Pastor Bay was not there? Okay, we're like, this channel like Pastor Bay, but we will pretend. Anyway, this morning they did a story of one of our colleagues, Naledi Mallela. Okay, apparently kuleya app yenyoni, you know, somebody had commented on how she looks, you guys. I don't know if it's necessary for me to even say what was said, because I think a lot of you have probably seen this story from Dibuti's channel, but other creators here on YouTube have also spoken about it, you guys. And not so long ago, Usim's Rights did a story where she was talking about this challenge that young people were doing, and I think it's called Kiss or This, where it's mostly, when you see those videos, it's mostly like teenagers, I think, because I really think if you're older than, you know, teenagers, I don't think that anybody would do that challenge, because it's such a crazy challenge. So what they do is that they stand in the queue, the girls stand in the queue, and then the guys will come. And I guess depending on whether a guy likes a girl or whatever, or they think they're cute, they would either kiss the girl or diss a girl. But what happens most of the time in those challenges is that boys find it necessary to diss girls based on their looks. That's just always the thing with trying to diss a girl. Everybody always, it's like, because people know how sensitive us as females are when it comes to our looks. That's what people go for. But the thing that is surprising about this challenge is that it's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be something that it's fun for the group that's doing it. But people always go for the looks. I remember watching the video that Sims Right shared, and this boy said something to this girl to indicate that because of how she looks, she should have been on the side of the guys. Basically, she looks like a boy. Like, you don't look good enough to be a girl, you know. I remember being, that thing bothered me so much when I watched that video, because I started asking myself, like, have I taught my son about, you know, whether it's acceptable at all to ever make such comments about a woman's look? That thing bothered me that whole day. It was bothering me. And as soon as I was with my son, I asked him, have you seen these videos? I was like, yeah, they've been trending online, so I saw some of them. And that's when I set him down, because I felt like I wanted him to understand that there is never a time that a boy or a guy is allowed to make a negative comment about a woman's look, ever. You know, I felt like I wanted him to understand that the only time that as a boy you must say something about a woman's look is when you tell them how beautiful they look, is when you tell them how good they look. If you are thinking of anything other than that, do not open your mouth. It is never ever acceptable about the way that they look, whether their face or their body or how they are dressed. If it's anything other than you saying they look beautiful, do not say it. You know, even if you've thought about it, do not say it. But I also realized that also it's not just boys that we need to teach that to. We also have to teach that to girls, because a lot of these negative comments come from fellow women. You know, I've never, even here on YouTube, people making comments about how I look and all of that. Those comments have never come from men, to be honest. They've never come from male male viewers. It comes from female viewers. People always feel like they have a right to say something that is not positive about the way that you look. I don't understand why we feel that way. I feel like we have to come to a point where we understand that if the only time that you are allowed to make a comment on a person's look is when you are assuring them about how beautiful they look. If for whatever reason you don't think that they are beautiful or they meet your beauty standard, keep your mouth shut. If you've got any opinion other than the fact that they look perfect just the way that they are, keep it to yourself. If you're looking at my nose right now and thinking it's too round for you, you will prefer for it to be pointed or whatever, keep it to yourself. If you think my chin is whatever, flat or whatever, keep it to yourself. But if you are thinking Ntando looks really cute with these earrings or whatever, then you can say it if really you need to say. You don't even have to say that, but if you must say it, it must always be positive. I think we have to keep that in mind, that the only time that we should be saying anything about somebody's looks is when we say how beautiful they are, or we are assuring them about how good they look. Because what is the point of saying likening someone to an animal when you know that will not be received in a positive way? Now Naledi has seen that message, now she feels a certain way. How do you feel now that you did that? I just find it to be so stupid that people feel like they have a right to do things like that. If you've told me I don't look good, then what do you gain from that? What do you gain from that? If you say I look like a dog and then afterwards you're like, but no, I mean, dogs can be cute. I mean, really, is there is there a time where that can be a positive thing? I really feel like with us being in the internet, it makes everybody feel like they can comment all kinds of comment, you guys. And Naledi is beautiful, but I know, you guys, that with all of us, we have things that we are insecure about. And sometimes you might just point out that one thing that I have worked so hard to make sure that I feel good about, and then when you go and you point it out, maybe I was just having a great day that day, and sometimes for some people it's hard to even wake up in the morning. People are going through depression, some people have stress and all of that, and then I open the app and there you are saying I look like this animal that maybe other people have said before that I look like it, maybe, and I've even started to feel like I look like that animal, and then it sends me to a dark place. Is it necessary to even say it? Why wouldn't you just, even if you think of something negative, it's either don't say it or maybe just lie and say something positive? Because what do you gain from saying something negative about somebody's look? I feel like we have to learn, even us as adults, if I don't have anything good to say about how a person looks, then maybe let me not say it. And it also applies to other things as well, you guys. Just here on the internet, even you will come here to present content, but instead of people talking about your content, they will talk about everything else but the content, and in a way that discourages you as a person. Really think about something before you comment. And then with celebrities, people will comment and tag them because they want them to see that they've said that. What do you gain when do you have a good day now that you have said this negative thing about how a person looks? In my opinion, I feel like, guys, the only time that we should be allowed to say anything about how a person looks is when we are saying something positive. And I think all of us have to teach ourselves that, even if I feel it, let me just hold back, maybe say something positive or not say anything at all, because you don't know how it's going to affect that person, you guys. I say all of us because I'm sure I have things to learn too, and I'm learning because I get a lot of those comments too, where people are commenting about things that have nothing to do with the content that I'm presenting. So we do have things to learn, but I think it's important as well to teach our kids when it comes to that it's never okay to make a negative comment about how a person looks. If you must make a comment about how a person looks, make sure it's a positive comment. Make sure it's a comment that is gonna make that person feel good that day. It's gonna be a comment that is gonna make that person have a better day than they were going to have before you open your mouth, or otherwise just close your mouth. Anyway, You guys, that's all that I wanted to say on this issue. I hope that Naledi is not as affected as she might possibly be when it comes to this issue. I imagine that her feelings were hurt because she did respond and apparently even found out the company that this lady worked for. And I hope it doesn't get as more uglier than it already is. But I hope that she knows that she really is beautiful and she's able to just ignore those comments. But I know that it can get to be a lot, especially when you work here online, because there are people abalana ababuka ngisho yabo la bazobuka ngisho leli shiya lolu nwele olulodwa lolu shiya bathi lolu nwele loshiya alumile kahle. I'm telling you, you guys don't know. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section, you guys. I do feel like for all of us, we do have to learn when it comes to this issue, because I feel like when people work in the internet, we feel like we have a right to say whatever it is that we're thinking about them. But maybe it's a chance for us to reflect and think about it a little bit more on the things that we comment on when we have people online. Okay, thank you so much watching the video. Please like it before uphume kuyona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginthanda kakhulu.